evening, everybody. Welcome to the September 26th Parliament meeting. Now we're going to go into a call to our tables. Roll call.
Joshua Kersey.
Present.
James Gillen.
Here.
Genesis Garcia. Janelle Gomez. Here. Julio Baroa.
Here.
Haley Rowe. Here. Catherine Enos. Here. Alexis Polonsky. Hello. Valerie Empress. Here. Rosalind Sidilski. Here. Tamika Worthy-Williams. Present. Arthur Patrick. Robert Smith.
Here. Now everybody, if you can stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seek motion to approve the agenda. Have one from Ms. Enos and one from Gomez. Any discussions?
Yes.
Yep.
I'd like to motion to strike Susie Alba, Director of Alumni and College Relations, from the agenda. She could not make it. All the announcements that she had, she passed on to Rob, that he will talk about his alumni plans.
One from Ms. Wonsky and one from Ms.
We'll just need one.
Oh.
We made a motion, so we just need a second.
Okay.
So,
Seek a motion to. Any discussions?
I will, Rob, when you talk.
During the alumni plans.
Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Any abstentions? Opposed? Sorry, it's been a long day. Abstentions? Any further discussions? Seek motion to approve the minutes.
We gotta vote
Yep.
on it as amended, so we just say all those in favor of it as amended.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Discussions? Abstentions? The meaning of life. How's everybody's day? Okay. Speakers. Oh, sorry. Approve to the minutes of the agenda minutes of today. So motion I have one from Ms. Enos and one from Ms. Gomez. Speakers. So we move on to open forum. Officers' announcements.
Sorry, I'm a little bit of a table here. So, Brick Homecoming's coming up. It's this weekend. I know Rob's going to talk about it later, but Susie asked me to talk about how they need volunteers on Saturday. If you know any of your friends, if any of you guys can volunteer on Saturday, any times between 10:30 and 2. All volunteers, I believe, under my understanding of it, all volunteers get breakfast, lunch, and a $25 gift card to Barnes & Noble. So if you're interested, email salba@brick.edu, or you can contact Kristen, because she's also helping Susie out. Starting on October 4th, we'll have an SCG table in Donovan for 3 Thursdays in a row, I believe, from 4:30 to 5:30. I don't know the exact time. It's either 4 to 6 or 4:30 to 5:30, something like that, where we will be promoting SCG. We'll have committee forums and stuff like that, trying to get more people to join. I'll be at the table for sure. If anybody else wants to join me, you're welcome. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't have any more announcements.
Mr. Phil?
Hello, everyone. I always think everyone helped out today. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Michelle. So, SCG will be raffling off Tayara signs tickets. Homecoming event at 7 p.m. And so for ballots today, we had a lot of write-ins. So we're gonna have to contact the winners to see if they accept the positions. That's it. Yes.
Thank you, Marty. Ms. Garcia is right here. Ms. Gomez.
Just a couple announcements, I'll try to be brief. Right now, we're negative $98,877.68. Previously, I had said $68,000 in the positive, but we actually were negative back in the Finance Commission. That is just me trying to fix that mistake. Sorry about that. I'm working on some policy changes to help smaller clubs, like the Cycle Society that came by, and they have smaller registration and they want more people. That's something I'm working on in the works because it's something I like to do, but we have to follow policy. Interviews for comptroller have happened, and I have actually they'll be appointed tonight, and I have contacted said folks, let them know of my decision, and you'll hear later about that at the president's appointments. Another thing is we have 18 clubs missing to have a president-treasurer meeting. That means we're well en route to having everybody having their operational budgets all set and clear. And that's all. Thank you.
Treasurer Gomez, question. How much is that from the student activity fee not being deposited yet? Your debt?
That is exactly why.
It's just so no one panics to color.
No, don't panic. Sue is on vacation. Everybody deserves one. She'll be right back, and then we'll get a deposit, and then I'll have later numbers for you. Go ahead, Osaka.
Okay, I have two leaves today, one from Mr. Arthur. It says, good afternoon. I regret to inform you that I may be absent from this evening's meeting due to an unexpected meeting requiring my attendance. I will make every effort to join if I can. Thank you for your consideration of this late request and for what you do on behalf of the student body. Respectfully, Arthur. Seeking a motion? One to Ms. Gomez. Any discussions?
Arthur, if you're watching, happy birthday. I just wanted to add that. Happy birthday, Arthur. I saw you and I did not say hi, so happy birthday. Enjoy your day. That's all, sorry.
Move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Positions? Abstentions? Awesome. Right. I have another one from Ms. Garcia. She says, hello. I am emailing to say I will not be in attendance for the parliament meeting tonight. I have a family situation that has to be handled. I apologize for this inconvenience. Regards, Genesis Garcia. And I'm taking a motion for, I have one from Ms. Eno and one from Ms. Rowe. Awesome. Any discussions? To a vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Discussion? Oppositions? Awesome. And I don't have any other announcements for tonight. Ms. Rowe.
I also don't have
Reports. Finance Commission's minutes of September 5th, 2018. Ms. Gomez.
We have in our packet said finance minutes that we just approved, basically $18,000 for SCG, 600 Romney. Oh, sorry about that. No, this was a previous one. I apologize. I believe we just approved some conferences. That's all. And sorry, I was looking at the conference. I apologize for that. But any discussions, any questions from you guys? I apologize for not being prepared. Seeking a motion to approve. Motion by President Percy. Sorry.
We have one from Percy and one from Ms. Rowe. Any discussions? Further discussions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions?
Aye.
Oppositions? Is that it? We have anything else? September 19th, roundtable report. Ms. Garcia, is there?
I will motion to table it because Genesis was the only executive board member at that roundtable.
We have one from Gomez.
Motion from Christie, second by Ms. Gomez. Any discussion?
Any discussions? Sorry? Yep.
They had a really big turnout for that roundtable. I just want to let y'all know we had a lot of clubs, a lot of different ones, recovery, a bunch of them. I wasn't there for the meeting, but I'm very eager to hear what they came up with.
Going to vote. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? Abstentions? Now, Board of Governors report. Let's go.
So today, there was a very important meeting going on across the hall. I believe it's still going on. I will be honest and tell you that I did have to leave a little early because I did have to prepare for tonight's parliament, which I didn't do great of, obviously, because of the minutes. I apologize for that. But I will give you some updates, some things that I found cool, which maybe pertain to you, Rob. They made a whole new database for alumni and said, well, actually, they made a whole bunch of databases. They made a bunch of databases to check enrollment and to measure enrollment and activity. Also, the demand for certain classes and how to edit that. They were talking a lot about equity and about protecting the students from loans. And in January, they're having I believe the next meeting is in October 10th, actually. State level protections, information and technical development is going down. I'm not completely sure where this is going to happen. There's also this deadline, this October 16th deadline for information on this. Sorry about this, but I wrote notes about it. It was this technical and informational development program that they're having. There's an October 16th deadline. I will look further into this and email you folks about it if you are interested. Also, we ranked third for sixth highest transfer rates. So we increased 409 degrees seamless transfers, and we're the we're the third highest Rhode Island College, and URI is leading. Another thing is they're talking about a lot of one-year certificates for healthcare employees, and just a bunch of improvements all around the board. A lot of databases in order to see how we administrate holds, which I thought was very amazing because a person actually, let me talk about myself for this one. I would put a bunch of holds for no reason, and they have a whole dashboard on why and how they're giving these out and how to stop giving them out so much so that people can actually come to the institution and complete their degrees. So they're also having a database of class sizes versus distribution of faculty in those areas. They also have a donor alumni base to better follow up on enrollment and to better follow up on those alumni and what they're doing and how we can help them out. They're also using databases to identify problem areas like what I said before, reallocation of faculty, course demand, to stop having less classes and have more people graduate, more people getting to those degrees. Math classes is something that they brought up that they wanted to increase the number of, because certain math classes are the gates to your graduation, and they want to make sure that they are not giving you all those gates and getting those classes too full for you to be able to continue your degree. 50% of first-year degree students, of the first-year degree students are actually starting to either graduate with a degree or transfer in 5 years. So they're planning more efficient. Their plans are starting to become more efficient for students and effective because they're starting to graduate in time. The RI Promise, they have a higher bar, so they're having personalized updates to the students that are involved in that, and so that they could also graduate on time. And then we talked about URI, which I don't know about you. I got a break. Did you just snort? But yes, all around they're saying that we're improving and that summer courses are helping people graduate on time as well, and attainment, and a bunch of stuff. If you want to have a better conversation about this outside, we can definitely, but those are like my synopsis of this. Thank you.
Okay. I was also at the meeting for the first part of it, but I was also outside with all the faculty members beforehand, trying to just gauge the interest of what's going on, because I walked downstairs and like, oh crap, what's going on here? So I was just going around asking some questions to some people, and I did count. I lost count of around 95 how many faculty members were there, and there were definitely more there. So I had at least 100 plus RIC faculty members in attendance during that meeting. A lot of them, they didn't really give me a lot of specific answers, but they were kind of upset about how URI is receiving more funding, a higher percentage of funding for their facilities, and they're complaining about how some of the buildings are falling apart. Some things are, an electrical socket wasn't working, or blew out microscope, something like that, little things like that. And then I did realize that they mentioned that every other meeting has an open forum, but unfortunately this meeting did not have one. It's just unfortunate it falls on this day at this place. But they mentioned the vote 2 on the URI campus, Narragansett improvement, and on the Horace Mann building. The new skills for youth, bettering high schoolers so that they're ready for college. And then, of course, they talked about the data dashboard to help students graduate at RIC. I dashed out of there once they started draining on about URI, because I didn't care about URI. I know RIC. I wanted to, show my gratitude for the faculty standing up for themselves and fighting for what they believe in, because over 100 of them were jam-packed in here, and let alone inside the ballroom. And that's what I got out of that meeting. It was very, very informative. I hope the next one's happening at RIC, but it probably won't be. Probably rotate it. But that's what I got.
I have something to say. Thank you both for that really awesome report. I have a question. Did you guys have a voice at all? Did you guys get to speak up?
No. Robert's rule of order.
Huh?
They follow Robert's rule of order.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That was it. Thank you. Moving on to new business. We have a third-party vendor sandwich shop here at Red Solution, and that's Mr. Percy.
So, at our last executive board meeting, I brought up the third-party vendor sandwich shop at RIP, and my expectations were that we were going to do the same thing that we did a year ago. People did with the third-party coffee shop on campus, supported, but as we started discussing, and we kind of more and more came on board with something else. I'll read it for you guys. It says, whereas we believe that Rhode Island College must evolve in order to attract new students and retain returning students. And whereas Student Community Government Inc. understands that RIC is looking to add a third-party vendor shop on campus. And whereas RIC has already helped improve meal plans and the Donovan Dining Center operation hours. Whereas we believe that RIC should continue to invest in Donovan Dining Center. And whereas we believe a third-party vendor sandwich shop will negatively affect Donovan Dining Center. Be it therefore resolved, SCG supports the continued improvement of Donovan Dining Center rather than bringing in a third-party vendor sandwich shop. Be it further resolved that RIC should invest in improving the facilities on campus rather than use an outside third-party vendor. be it further resolved that if Rick should bring in a third-party vendor sandwich shop, SCG will support the acquisition of a local sandwich shop. We started talking about it, and then we were like, well, the first idea was, the idea is that I don't think there's been any plans solid or anything like that with the renovations of the student union, but the idea is that the current location of the cafe will turn into a third-party sandwich shop, Jersey Mike's, Subway, places like that. And our concern was, well, I'm a resident on campus. I'm coming home. I'm walking back to my dorm at 11 o'clock at night. Donovan's closed, and there is no longer a cafe, and the gallery is also closed. So what am I to do for food? That was our first concern, is that there would be no food available on campus after 10 p.m. We don't know the details of this third-party vendor shop. They may be open extended hours, which would solve that problem. But do they accept bonus points and meal plans? My guess would be no. So it would only be beneficial to the commuter students who aren't using meal plans, which I'm one of them, and I do like Subway and Jersey Mike's, and I would love to that I don't have to lose my parking spot and go out and buy it. It's right here on campus. But then we started talking about how students complain about Donovan Dining Center. They've really improved it. You can basically purchase 2 meals on one swipe for a meal. You can buy 2 sandwiches, you can buy 2 things at the line on one thing. So if you have a class at 4 and you can't have dinner, you can buy it with your lunch swipe. They've extended it. It was like $6 or $7 when I was a freshman. Now it's up to $9, $9.50, $10. It's very beneficial to students. And Donovan Dining Center has been taking the complaints from students very seriously. And now that we're noticing that they redid the inside of Donovan Dining Center, the best of their ability, repainted, new furniture, new speakers, the tables in there for orgs to use. But one thing that is a continued complaint from students is the quality of food that comes out of Donovan. It's a hit or miss sometimes. And our idea was, it would be much better for them to invest money or invest in improving the food that Donovan pushes out rather than just try to solve the problem by bringing in an outside vendor. We also decided that, this resolution might not speak for everyone. So we would much rather have a local sandwich shop that is based in here out of Rhode Island, not a giant corporation coming here. And because if that corporation has something bad happen to it, that's worldwide publicity. And then they're like, oh, we have one of those on the right campus. So a local sandwich shop would also help build the image of, hey, you can only get this sandwich in Rhode Island, and one of the places is at Rick. There's a Subway down the street, 2-minute ride down. So the idea is that we're sitting here, and the discussion went from a sandwich vendor shop to how can or why they should improve Donovan first. Because at the end of the day, the resident students also matter, and they're the ones using meal plans and meal swipes and bonus points. They might not have money to buy this outside food. So the idea is that while it's a solid idea, and we understood that the attraction of new students and retaining students, a third-party vendor shop would probably help improve that, but a better dining center. Not the look of the dining center, but the quality of food that comes out of the dining center. Because you want people to go into Donovan and not trash it with what's coming out of the food. You want them to go in there and be like, you know what? I want a meal plan here. I will eat this food every day. Resident students would be far happier if the food coming out of Donovan was improved. And as we said, they improved the outlook of it. Now it's the food quality that's the problem. And of course, we have different chefs every day, so it's kind of tough to, it's a hit or miss. That's why it's a hit or miss sometimes. So the idea is that without knowing the knowledge of said contract or idea of what would be going on down in the cafe, we would just have to go with the assumption that it would operate like the Dunkin' Donuts is probably going to operate at Dunkin' Donuts hours. Probably going to open at 5 or 6 and close at 9 or 10, just like any other Dunkin' does. So you have to go with Subway opens at 9 and closes at 10. So for resident students, it would very prohibit them from having food after hours on campus. So that's where we really hit that bump in the road with supporting it, is that the cafe is, a lot of people, they use it because it's open after dawn. The gallery, I think, closes at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. on the east side of campus. So the cafe is in the central hub closest to the resident halls. And if a resident student needs food, what are they going to do if the cafe is gone? And like we said, we don't have a lot of information on this because they could plan to put a cafe somewhere else, which would solve all our problems. But we don't know that yet because there's been no new news or any idea that a cafe would be moved elsewhere. So we're just going off of the knowledge that we had as a group and the knowledge that the college has, the information that the college has provided us about the renovation of the student union to put together this third-party vendor sandwich shop at resolution that not only supports the continued improvement of Donovan Dining Center first, and then bringing in a local sandwich shop rather than a corporate one.
Seeking motion to approve. Discussion. And discussion, sorry. We just, now, Swansky.
Alexis.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Dr. Enrich was first.
Nope, Alexis was first.
No, she motioned like a few minutes ago.
She motioned.
Okay. Oh, we gotta do motion first, then discussion.
We need to motion to approve, and I want to take discussion.
Yep. A motion to approve from Blonsky, one from Ms. Gomez. Any discussions? No, Ms. Blonsky?
So, the dawn hours, are they changed? I thought it still closes at 7:30 p.m.
What was the motion?
Yes, it's still closed at 7:30, but when we first started coming here, I think it was 7. So they did expand it an hour, half hour in the morning, half hour at night.
And then, I thought Subway was confirmed as,
We're just going off of the basic knowledge that the college has given us. So any rumors or anything like that, we're waiting for an actual confirmation. So it might be, but we didn't know at the time.
And Buena Bakery Cafe stays open until 12.
no, yeah, I know that.
Is there anything else?
I don't ask about it.
Sorry,
I don't remember.
Okay.
But Janelle actually answered my question. I didn't know how long the cafe was open.
I talked with the faculty on campus, and they had talked to me about the possibility of the sandwich shop. They were much more interested into this than I was, but she had stated to me that in other institutions she's seen it work, and that they would be open later hours. I don't know. I don't go to any other institutions, so I can't say that myself. But I do agree with
Like you said, we're just going off of the knowledge we have.
this.
Ms. Warlow?
I had a question pertaining to the collection of information when you shared that we discussed and we had these particular questions. Can you share who we are?
When we were at our last PECAC luncheon, the President, Executive Council, and our Executive Council, Jason Merriweather showed us the video of the student union renovation, and they mentioned that they would potentially looking to add a third-party sandwich shop into where the cafe was. So that the Executive Council, that was back in, I want to say, no, it was back in June. So obviously information may have changed, but I believe, we have the minutes right here. I don't think Sanchez mentioned the third-party sandwich shop last week. I can't remember, but
Just as don't.
no, just the Dunkin' Donuts. But in past conversations with the president in our one-on-one meetings, he did mention that it is a possibility. So, with my knowledge that the student union meeting that Haley attended, we gathered the idea that it was a possibility that it was going to happen.
And you are correct that Subway is one of the contenders. It's just not in writing that I know of that they are absolutely going to be the sub shop that will be in the student union. One of the things I wanted to inquire, because you shared that some of the information has not been confirmed, is there a way or an opportunity for us, because your questions are good questions, and I think that those are things that absolutely should be considered, because if they haven't been, you bring great insight to the table. And if they haven't been posed, maybe it would be a great idea to present those questions in a one-on-one meeting, because they are good questions. At some schools, they do extend hours, but I've also been to schools where, while they're extended, not to the student campus environment. And so those might be things to present for consideration. So if they haven't been thought of, maybe that's something we can still do in the planning stages.
So some ideas that I came up with was like if they had ideas of putting like a small cafe in Horace Mann, since they're redoing that, they're trying to get the bond to redo that, then that would solve the problem there. Because when I mentioned it to resident students, because actually somebody from the residence hall asked me if the subway was true, and I couldn't confirm or deny it, what was happening, and they were like, well, how are we supposed to get food now after hours? So my concern was if the residents had a way of doing so, then that would solve that problem. And then it's just like it would depend on the person if they care about if it's a corporation or if it's a local. You're not going to appease everyone, obviously, but those are some of the things, you know what I mean?
And if you would like assistance, I'm more than willing to help to get that student input, to help develop a Qualtrics survey for us to send out to the student body to collect that information. So when we're sharing it with our campus partners, we're speaking more from an informed state to say, we have asked the student body and here's what the information they've given us.
From my understanding is that I talked to Arthur over the summer, and he was instructed by the president or the executive council to try to engage student interest.
Okay.
And it was over the summer, and he couldn't get a lot. He tried to get SCG, so I think, in my opinion, I don't think there's been any student involvement in trying to decide if this is a good idea. I think that survey would be very important. I do really appreciate it.
Rosemary? So this is separate from the Duncan, am I remember correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Cool. So in prior years when the college has modernized buildings so you guys went through PECEC and you got the whole slideshow of what the proposed changes to the student union was going to be and this was going to be included. As the college, they did this when I was a while ago. They did this modernization plan, the student union. I can't remember the year for the life of me. But it was an open forum, the whole student body, all the students could go and check out what there were, I think, 3 options, a low option, medium option, and a high-end option of what the renovations the students would like. Has the college at all given a presentation like this to the student body, or just the executive council?
So as I mentioned, Haley went to an open forum type thing over the summer, or at the beginning of the school, end of the school year last year, where they sent out an email to all the students, I believe, saying that there was going to be, you can come see this information about the student union redesign. So there has been some student input, but I don't think there's been a lot, because it was kind of like, here's what we're planning on doing. There was no option A, option B, option C, like you mentioned. It was like, here's our idea. What do you think about it? And I know Jason talked to me today about coming to talk here about multiple things, and that's something that I can ask him to bring up, because we can put the video up on the big screen for everyone to see who hasn't seen it. It is very modernized, but it was really only one option. So in a way, they did do something similar, but they kind of just like, here's what we're doing. What do you guys think about it?
Point of information. The only thing that they mainly wanted student input on was like, did we like the color scheme, like carpeting and all that, like more like of the design aspects, not like the actual infrastructure. If we liked like what was going in actual rooms and what they were changing.
So,
because I know one of the big things is they're adding like a whole gaming room, and then there's going to be like a study room.
And
I guess my point was, I remembered now after President Percy mentioned that you did talk about it last meeting. We sure wanted student input, but coming in at the end of the year. That was all I had. Yes.
Another thing that's very important, I feel like, is again, will this Santa shop get our meal plans? I don't have a meal plan, I will tell you that, but there's a lot of students on campus that are forced to have these meal plans. You can't exempt out of it, you can't waiver it. Like I know, for example, Rhode Island is very small. If I were to live on campus, I literally live 10 minutes away. Like if I wanted to go eat, I could go eat at my mom's house. I don't gotta pay $1,000 plus to have a food plan here. But I mean, I understand from a fiscal point of view why they would want the students to have this. But with that being said, if you have a third-party vendor, you should definitely be bringing in that food plan in there as well, because you did not expand it for no reason. Especially coming from like students that have to pay that. I mean, but still, I care about that.
I know Arthur just walked in, so I'm kind of flashing ahead.
Somebody could have sent me a text that wouldn't have come back.
I said it. I shouted you out.
I don't know if you got a chance to read the third-party resolution that we wrote for the Sandwich Shop, and if you had any thoughts, I wanted to yield the floor to see if you had any more information for us, any details that we didn't know yet.
It's all.
Well, they've been taking our meal plans.
Last page.
Question mark.
Well, I don't have an answer for that, to be honest with you. And I will be brutally honest. I was given a tasking last year by the vice president, and the tasking was to change, basically blow up the meal plans, change them, add as much value as I could, expand with the graduate meal plan as well as the community meal plan. The second tasking was to take the catering guide, make it affordable to everyone. I did. Right now, we have a decline in students. Through no fault of anybody in this room or maybe on campus, it's something, a trend that's going on. So while we expanded, changed, reduced prices, we're going through a little bit of a drought. My preference, my objective as the Director of Dining Services is to provide this college with a comprehensive meal program where people could eat at almost any time, even if it means through a vending machine. Right now, if it's 2 a.m., to be able to have an app to see where food's available now, and to have the vending machines take any type of points, and we're working towards that. A college of our size, to have one or multiple franchise operations is somewhat unheard of, especially a public institution with the number of students we have. I cannot answer whether or not they will take meal plans, but I can commit that if we can do it and we can make it financially feasible, it will happen. That's what the administration wants, and that's what I want. Sorry for the long, I don't know answer. But I would rather be honest than tell you something and then change it.
I appreciate that, Arthur. As I said before, you weren't here, that a lot of this is off just general knowledge, as nothing is for sure. So it's like a lot of the questions I don't know. Like I don't know if maybe all my wherefore or all my issues here are actually solved, and it just hasn't been released yet. So it's more of a just coming off of common knowledge of what we have and our concerns, and maybe those concerns they already know about them and they're working to improve them. So I would like to make a motion to approve. Oh, sorry.
I would like to make a motion to approve. One from Ms. Gomez.
No, we already have one on the table here. We just got to do it if there's no other discussion.
Any other discussions? So moving to a vote. Moving to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Moving on. Updates and remarks. Faculty updates. Dr. Valdez.
Yes, Ross is going to talk about the AFT today.
and some of the points that we're arguing about it. So that's where you come. But I agree with her. What I want to announce is that I direct the American Democracy Project on campus, and our forum this year, our opening forum, is on journalism and front lines, covering Washington in the age of Trump. And we have a New York Times reporter, we have a New York Times editor, politics reporter from HuffPost, one from In Progress. We have this year's Pulitzer Prize winner from the Washington Post, who was responsible for breaking the story in the Russian investigation. She'll be here. And so I'm going to give you a handout, but unfortunately, when I had Common Marketing make it, they cut off the part that told you how to get tickets. It's a long story of my life. But if you email me, I'll make sure that you get the Eventbrite connection. I'm hoping that I can get an announcement out to students about this. We have about half of the tickets left. We have 200 still open. We've 200 are spoken for. But I'll pass this around, and I have extra copies, or I'll give them to you after the meeting. And please come to this. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a rare opportunity to meet the people. And if SCG were having a private reception before this, and if you would like to be invited to the reception to talk to some of the reporters, I would say yay to do it. And so let me know, send me an email, let me know if you're interested in tickets, and if you want to come to the reception, I'd be happy to issue an invitation for SCG. Okay.
What's the date?
It's October 16th, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, and the reception is from 12:30 until 1:30. But it's on here, so.
Okay.
And you will get a notice, something will go out to all the students about this.
Thank you.
Any other discussions? Dr. Russell?
So I'll make this brief. Part of the reason that so many faculty were at the post-secondary council meeting tonight is our contract expired in July, and as of July, we've been working without a contract. We don't have a contract because salary negotiations are stalled. This was an issue when the last contract was passed in 2015, and one of the things that came out of the contract negotiations in 2015 was that an outside firm would come to do a salary analysis, and that happened. And the faculty at Rhode Island College make significantly less than our colleagues at comparable institutions, including the 2 other state colleges in Rhode Island, one of which is technically a community college.
And 30% less, we make 30% less than you are on the desk.
So the reason that you may see all of us wearing these shirts every Thursday, in addition to expressing our great pride, we are also looking for support as the faculty union continues to try to negotiate a new contract. And it would be really great if we could get some student support as well. The salaries at Rhode Island College are a barrier to Rhode Island College being able to recruit really great faculty. There are a lot of people who have turned down positions here because the salary is just not comparable to what they can make in other places. So it may not seem like it. It may seem like we're just, wanting a raise, but this actually will benefit everyone here in terms of students if the college can be more competitive in its recruitment.
Janelle?
I just want to say that I completely support you folks. I like that you folks finally said it because I've been talking to the e-board and I'm like, there's 17% less than they're getting paid and we need more information. I'm like, I can't do that. they want to increase faculty and the number of classes of these gatekeeper courses, yet they don't want to pay them enough. And I completely support our faculty, and I completely agree that they do deserve to be getting the same amount of pay as any institution around us, especially since I go here. Come on, man. But that's all.
Rob, how much does the adjunct faculty have to do with the situation?
It's a different union.
It's a different union? Is the college relying more on adjuncts these days? I know it was increased when I was in school.
Yes. It gets worse year by year.
Year by year. I guess my second question is, will you guys give any specific reason by either the college or this third-party firm that did the salary analysis of why you guys were making less?
Well, part of the reason is because state funding that used to come to Rhode Island College is now going to CCRI as a result of their Rhode Island Promise. And URI was always at the top of the funding and continues to be at the top of the funding. We are now third. We used to be second. So it's not the whole reason, it's part of it.
And plus, the state legislature has decreased their percentage funding over time. And so they've had to make up for that with tuition increases. And so we're caught in the gap. One of the discoveries was on my report is that we are so underpaid that we have contributed $35 million to the Rhode Island economy, because that's how much we have been underpaid with comparable institutions. We want some of that money back.
No disrespect to elementary school or high school teachers, but
they make more.
Yeah, they make more than we do. And I had to go into school a little longer and rack up some more debt.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know in like what ways can we show support for you guys, other than like just saying I support you guys.
I think Wendy Hughes might be great to invite her to SCG.
Yes.
And Wendy Hughes, who's president of AFT, she's the faculty union, and she's a history professor. And in these initial actions, we didn't want to involve students, but students have asked us to be involved. So I think that inviting Wendy to an SCG meeting, I'm sure she has ideas for what she would like to do. And I can pass that on. I'm on the action committee for the union, and I can pass that on that you're interested in helping.
Thank you.
I also just want to give some other information, which is we passed a resolution, this body passed a resolution last year stating that they wanted more classes later at night so that we could extend late night classes. How are we supposed to extend that if we weren't paying our teachers correctly for the hours that they were already doing? So this body should completely support this because we write resolutions in order to, so that is all.
I think. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in 1981 I came to school here. 1981, one week, it was a professor named Chris Costa that unscrewed up what others had screwed up for me. And if it wasn't for Chris Costa, Dave Harris, and I could probably spend the next 3 weeks naming professors that have changed, either changed my life or colleagues over the years that have done amazing things. The problem is, and PSA to some degree is in the same situation. The problem is nobody wants to raise tuition, but as you have fewer and fewer and fewer people, I don't think our colleagues on faculty or across this campus do it for the money. Because if they did it for the money, many of them wouldn't be here. But the problem is, as they continue to be underpaid, there's fewer and fewer of them that can afford to be here. And it does take a while. So I wish you well in it, and I appreciate what you do. I deal with faculty all day long. And behind the scenes, I know what they're doing. So thank you.
Rob. Hi, me again. I second her idea of bringing Dr. Hughes to the body. I took a couple of her classes when I was here, and she is in my top 2 favorite professors at Rick. The other was Dr. Wiener. She comes in number 2, sadly. It was much more entertaining she's a very good professor. She's a very good speaker. And this is maybe more of an existential question for the body, because I haven't been here in a couple of years, or maybe not years, or one of them can answer. If tuition's been going up, does anybody know where the money goes? Like, I honestly, I haven't been here in years, but I know the price. I just wasn't sure what reason they gave where tuition goes up like the money is going up. It was going up all the time when I was a student, and I would ask, and sometimes I would get specific answers, and sometimes I wouldn't. So I was just curious that if anyone could answer that when they increase the money, what do they say the money is going towards? If not paying your teachers, give you an actual education, where does the money go?
To answer Rob's question, the answer I've been given for the price increase is to not come off as Rhode Island College is cheap, but affordable. So it's not like a high increase to the point where we're like up there with the URI and that and whatnot, and the other colleges around here like Brown and Bryant and stuff like that. The idea is that we're trying to sell affordable, not cheap education, which is two different things, which I do agree with. We're trying to sell but to answer your question, where the money goes, I'm sure, I hope they're using it in ways if they're not paying the teachers enough. So, I mean, you hope they're doing they're probably using it towards the buildings maybe, or the staff or something, I don't know. But I'll have more about that on my council update in a couple of weeks. But I can't answer your question, Rob. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, that's okay. Dr. said, I will murder that. That's the next step in salary contract negotiations.
We're sort of we're holding pattern right now.
Well, they are willing to go all the way if they have to, and striking. That what we want to do is anything possible that we can do without injuring students' education. But that's difficult. That's difficult because if we pull back at all, there's going to be some problems with students getting into graduate school, writing recommendations. There's work to rule, which means they can go teach classes and go home. And that hurts students. So we don't know. I mean, we're hoping, that's why we're hoping that this will get resolved before that level. But we want somebody to take that report seriously. The faculty have known it for a long time. And the whole idea was to bring in a third party who could look at this in a neutral way and see where the problems are. And the report is pretty shocking. And that report, by the way, will be released, and you should ask for a copy of the report.
Thanks for all saying folks now. But I will say that as personal experience, I will say that I've had advisors, but nobody has been leading me in my educational journey more than faculty and the teachers that have taught me. My first semester here, I came in as a transfer student with an associate's degree from CCRI, and I didn't know jack squat of anything. And literally, Professor Cooley in the chemistry department put me under her wing, and ever since then, I am here as your treasurer. So, faculty are very impactful.
So, I heard this from a different source as faculty, not necessarily like administration, but it seems like a lot of the money is going to like, all these renovations. So I assume that's where a lot of.
Well, just as a point of information, the buildings on campus, that's paid for out of state bonds. So it's taxpayer money, taxpayers paying that. That's not where your tuition money is going.
That's not where it's going.
No. But they're charging us a parking fee that we also have to buy.
The buildings and all the dorm renovations and dorm.
Which is awesome.
No, sorry.
I have a question. Did you say that you have to pay for parking?
I believe if you look at the cost breakdown of your tuition, it will tell you the fee that you're paying for.
I
IT
mean, yeah,
services, just a bunch of nonsense fees.
Okay. So it's just like a fee, not something that you actually have to pay for, like something that you.
It's already included in your.
Okay, that's what I.
Just look at the cost breakdown.
That's what I thought.
That'll be better information.
We don't pay for parking like other colleges.
Because
I mean,
because if I'm like because yeah, what you said, but also like I'm asking because in other colleges you have to like pay a separate fee for parking, like $500, $200.
I believe it's.
So that's just like because I knew it was included in the tuition, but I was like, oh, this you have to pay. Okay, thank you. Any other discussions about the topic? Staff update, Mr. Arthur.
On behalf of PSA and me personally, I want to applaud the SEG voting effort. I had the opportunity to speak with my friend out here. I think we have some initiatives for the next time. We'll be getting together to look at buttons and monitors, etc. Putting on my food guy hat, I know that SCG has had a problem with recruitment. I'd like to offer yet another additional tool. There is one person one entity on campus that has an electronic monitor. I've spoken to that department. They're willing to share that monitor with SCG if you want to put content on there. I'll just leave that out there, which is a good thing. It's more community-based, and that's how we should be operating on this campus. Other than that, thank you, and I apologize for my tardiness.
Josh, question. Do we have dates set for tables?
Yes. Actually, I should have been, but because I mentioned them before. October 4th, 11th, and 18th, I believe. 3 weeks in a row. I didn't want to book the entire month because if we book the entire rest of the semester, because if you do that and it's not successful, then it's not working. You're just sitting out there twiddling your thumbs. We need to be out, and we don't want to book up the tables from other organizations. Gonna give it 3 weeks try, see if it's successful. If it is, we'll keep going. If not, we'll move on to something else and figure out what works.
I'm wondering, I'm picking up on what Arthur had to say about recruitment, and every single student at RIC takes a first-year seminar. And so I'm wondering if you can contact Maureen Reddy, or I can do so, because I teach a first-year seminar, and encourage faculty to encourage first-year students to sign up for SCG. I mean, think about the fact that if you had students who did it for 4 years, and there's an orientation to that, but that might work because every student goes through that. We have uniform teaching that we do, announcements that we do, and things like that, and I don't know why that couldn't be one thing to do something like that. And freshmen are interested in getting involved in something.
Thank you. Josh?
Since we're still talking about recruitment here, I would love for faculty to be more willing to promote SCG. I know I talked to Janelle about contacting any type of professor that teaches accounting or a math thing about joining the finance commission. And then I was like, well, would you like to know how many people, freshmen, participated in our class elections today? The number will probably surprise you. After orientation and all the time they spent on campus orientation and stuff like that, 0 freshmen voted or ran for anything in their class election.
Oh, they're still getting it.
Correct. So there's clearly an issue in contacting first-year students because we had sophomore, we had junior, we had senior participation. While low, we still had participation, but we had 0 freshman participation, I believe, the last 2 years. It's been very low compared to everything else that is still low. So you can imagine how low freshman thing is. And I pushed it at freshman orientation. I was one of the people that talked at one of the panels. And I think the first year seminar or first year writing courses are for people who we want to request that they talk, target's a terrible word. Request that they talk about SCG and how to get involved. But like for me, my first instinct is maybe some of the professors don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But maybe we need to find some that are.
We both teach first year seminar, and I can tell you that one of the things that first year seminar professors are supposed to do is make students aware of different things on campus. So first year writing is probably not a place to do this, but first year seminar definitely is. There are a number of faculty who teach first year seminar on a regular basis who invite staff from some of the student service offices on campus to come to their classes and talk. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if you got in touch with Dr. Reddy to maybe have some people from SCG come and also talk. There's space built into the class for that to happen.
And I will tell you that I've taught first year seminar since it began, and I will tell you that they retain very little information from orientation, which is a problem, because they are so overloaded and overwhelmed by information that, and that's part of what I do in the FYS class, is that I ask them, did you learn this in orientation? And they say, yeah, we don't remember. So I have to talk about it. So everybody assumes they're going to retain everything, but imagine they're coming to campus for the first time, they're nervous, they're thinking about their major, they're thinking about how they're going to sign up for classes, all of those things. And I will tell you that their criticism is that they are completely overwhelmed by orientation. And so they retain not a lot from it. So don't always assume, Josh, that just because you said something in orientation, in fact, they've long done that, that we have to repeat things. And that's part of the reason. But I will tell you that my students, I get little notes from them because they can ask any question, and it's when should we start getting involved in things? So the idea that would encourage faculty to bring in SCG members to come into the classroom, talk about the benefits. Peers are far better at doing that than faculty. I'm sure that many faculty would welcome them in the classroom.
What's first year seminar?
What?
I didn't have first year seminar, so what is it?
Just like should a student or
Literally, that's my freshman.
So Rob, it's basically one of the courses, like my first year seminar course was superhero studies. I took it with Dr. Zabilski freshman year. It's basically a course kind of like, I think she explained it kind of like get you ready for the workload you might have in college, for the paper length or the quiz length or the test length. It's kind of like what they should do in high school is give you a course where it's like college prep, but they make it these courses where it's different and you get to take it and kind of, the professors are supposed to help you get ready to take it prepares you for the college workload. And first year writing it's supposed to prepare you for your writing workload, which I would say mine did not. But you're supposed to take those two your freshman year because one of them is supposed to help you with your writing, the other one is supposed to help you with your coursework. And it's also kind of like, I don't know where that thought process was.
but you have to take them in separate semesters.
Correct. So you're not taking your two freshman courses, freshman writing and freshman seminar, your first at the same time. It's one of them. You take each one of them set in separate semesters.
Okay. Piggybacking over what Dr. Andrews was saying, reaching out to classes specifically, having freshman seminar is a great idea, and you should expand it out, not just join people for the general body. I remember when I was president, the committee membership was needed to getting the regular students join committees was needed. So when you go out and recruit people, they don't just have to come to the meetings, there's also committees. Finance is usually the second one, and that one falls like quick, but you should expand your horizons beyond just, we should go to accounting classes for finance majors, and the only comm majors, we should only go to comm majors to be in the PR committee and stuff like that. You guys should expand your horizons just beyond the first year seminar, and always try to, if people can't make the meeting committees, are just as important as the meetings. That was my point.
I will say that from my orientation, the only two things I remember are going to the pool and eating pizza, and we had a magician. And that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think there should be more stuff in the like more informative, but in a way that it's not like a lecture. Because no one wants to start college with a lecture and it's not fun. That's what class is for.
I was just gonna, with that sentiment, Alexis, like the most irritating for my freshman orientation was everyone feels uncomfortable, sweet hall sucks. I did Olympic race thing that put me out of breath in the pool, and the nachos are like the best food in the cafe. So, I agree.
Any other discussions regarding the topic? Dina should get stuff over this.
Thank you. I was going to share information related to homecoming, but when I looked down, I saw that you had some material. So I'll just make the plug and say homecoming is this weekend. Get excited. We are going to learn more information later on, so I want to lay time there. I would like to share with you a number of events that are taking place in the month of October. We have an event scheduled for October the 4th. 20 years later, a conversation about the life and legacy of Matthew Shepard will take place in Roberts Hall Auditorium beginning at 11 a.m. The doors will open. There's also a concert that will happen on October the 4th. I don't want to mess his name up, and I know
Ty Dolla Sign.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ty, I was like, how do I say it? Ty Dolla Sign. Still messing up.
You did great.
At 7 p.m. In addition, there's a lecture series October the 16th at 6 p.m. in Gage Hall, room 100. And then there is the Make Peace with Food in Your Body, which will be held October the 17th at 6 p.m. in Gage Auditorium. It's my intention to send out an email blast this upcoming week to all of the student body to let them know of the events taking place in the month of October. Thank you to those who actually submitted events for me to consider to present to the students as well. And finally, I wanted to share in your discussion, as many of you talk positively about your experience with faculty, to consider a type of program in which you're able to collect the information from your students to highlight the amazing faculty that serve on this campus so that as student community government, you can begin to support them in their outreach as they begin to tell their positive experiences. Because just like many of you have had a story to tell and say this is why you're at RIC, I'm pretty sure there are other members of this community that have the same experience. And it would be very nice for you all to articulate that in a very unified fashion.
I just have something to say. If you have all of the time on that Thursday, please go see that lecture of 20 years later and learn about Matthew Shepard. Please, for the love of God, do it. Like, I'm probably gonna go, even though if I have class, because I have to. It's like a one-time thing. And the day before that, there's a movie about the same, it's about the same topic happening. So please attend that as well. It's on Gage 100, 6 p.m. So please go.
And I'm just gonna add to that. Please buy tickets to October 4th for Ty Dolla Sign at 7 p.m. Please. That is all.
Also, alumni boards. Mr. Smith. What? Hi.
Alumni.
Hi, everybody.
It's not it's Red Fest. Seriously, Saturday, happy to attend. So I am speaking in her place. And I have some
Oh, I thought it was like an extra large poster.
It's also an extra large poster. You can have it. She only gave me like 5, so I have to split. So tomorrow is going to be the kickoff party. It's for recent grads and of course undergraduates.
I never had the chance to go when I was an undergrad, but if you guys don't go, it'll be on the Eastern Steps. I know somebody in this group who will so you don't have to go far. And there's a list of free events on here as well. The cookout tomorrow is on in front of the East Coast Swing at 7, Middle School 10. There'll be live music, foods, Maxon, possibly out party tomorrow. The right location will be the Student Union Ballroom, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be decent weather. And then there's some other stuff on this really long poster, like the alumni student volleyball match. It's also an outdoor barbecue by the student committee by lovely Arthur. And then also tomorrow night, tomorrow's the 28th, right? No, it's Wednesday, I'm sorry. On Friday, there'll be screening the movie Tag, which is a movie about, I know I guess Tag, I saw the preview when I saw the movie this year. I really don't know if you're that. John Hammond's been in it, and I'm a fanboy of his. And then the big event is the day-long activities on Saturday, of course. So there'll be henna tattoos and caricatures and a pottery workshop and food trucks. Oh, and performers by the Billy Harkin Band and Ocean State Follies, who I think, I don't know what they're going to do for Rick, but I know they're doing a Trump current day political thing, or post-primary elections show. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. And then there'll be a 5K road race / walk on Saturday morning. If you're interested, it's collected, and
I don't have a question for you, Rob, but the Saturday event from 10 to 2, Susie's really looking for help. I said this earlier, she really needs help. And I mentioned that you could have told Tamika to send an email blast out to all students, but she didn't want that. She wanted it to be more of SCG and the student activities and that's it type thing because of the co-sponsorship type thing. She didn't just want regular students. So, hence why I keep pushing for you guys. I'll be there for a little bit in the morning to help out. So if anybody else can, contact Susie or Kristen. The Tag movie's great, awesome. I've been dying to see it. I hate that I have to work.
They're showing it again on Sunday.
I also have to work. I also have to work. Monday I have office. The Rick Fest kickoff party. Anybody here who would like to help raffle off tickets for the Ty Dolla Sign? We're raffling off about 10 tickets. We're going to set up our little table with our information stuff, our committee forms. Again, we're only raffling off to Rick students because of the rules of the concert. Rick students only, and then you have one guest. But we can't confirm for the guest, which is weird, so we're only raffling off to Rick students. And then once they win, they have to, we're going to write their name down and give it to Brittany Murtaugh, who is going to make sure that if that person shows up and be like, I already purchased a ticket. I have a Rick friend right here who would like that ticket. She's going to handle that. So we're just going to raffle it off to the people and tell them where they can get or exchange it or change the name on the ticket. She's going to worry about that. But we're going to be raffling off tickets. I got a big roll upstairs. We're going to try to give it out starting at 6:30 maybe. If there's people out there, we'll start doing it. 7, or at least 7. We'll probably sell them for maybe, or not sell them, just give them out for an hour or two, and then raffle them off. It's really just try to build up the event, the concert. I'll talk about at the end of the issues of Parliament. Just some information since I forgot to talk about it because I do have ticket sales and stuff like that for you guys. But most importantly, Saturday event, if you're available, SCG student activities, you know, the committees and whatnot. If you have anybody on there that wants to help out, I told you what you can get by doing it. Susie just needs help. It's very small stuff, helping with one of the booths, directing traffic, or standing outside here and be like, hey, looking for rec center, right down that way, follow the signs. Basically very simple job. But thank you, Rob. I know you got this thrown on your plate last minute because Susie couldn't come. Greatly appreciated that you're able to handle that. That's it.
Awesome. Elizabeth?
I have no idea what I'm going to ask. I don't even remember what we were talking about before this.
Okay.
Homecoming.
Okay, I think I remember what my question was. So, the Rick Fest homecoming on Saturday, is this 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.? Is it like some stuff are only available at some times, or is it like, do you get what I'm saying?
It's not accurate here. It says
Sorry, I talked to Susan for about 5 minutes on the phone today, and she was supposed to send me some more information in my email, and wait a second. I'm not really affiliated with the Alumni Association or the Alumni Department or whatever committee does this in any way, so I don't mean to like phone this in, but I really don't decide what's going on.
Okay. Dr. Mallory?
This question came up actually in my FYS class, and the concert that you're having, it's amazing that it's just $10. And that's great, but I have students who say they can't afford it, and they came up to me after class and were a little embarrassed. But they said, is there any way that they may be able to go to the concert when they can't swing the $10? So is there something we can do other than them showing up for raffle because they're probably working? And they wouldn't have asked me if this wasn't an issue. And so sometimes for students, $10 means whether they can have dinner that night. So is there something we
Yes.
can do?
If they're, the SEC committee is looking for help in setup and breakdown. So if they're available either before or after the concert to help, they can get free admission by doing that.
Okay.
Second of all,
Who should they contact?
Kristen or the secretary?
Genesis Garcia.
Genesis Garcia.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, she mentioned Kristen too. But since she's not here to give, she could have given you the solid answer, but you want to tell them to contact Genesis. Also, I talked to Brittany about obtaining 15 tickets that SCG is going to eventually pay for. It's weird, we gotta figure out how to do that since we're not paying our own board, as our own committee. But the idea was that we're gonna also try to do, if it doesn't work, through social media by giving out like questions, come in first you know what I mean? I don't want to, you know what I mean, like if they can't do breakup or set down, if you want to send them to SCG, I do have 5 set aside that we're going to do through social media, but given the fact that it's next Thursday, and it's only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'd be more than willing to pay for it. I'm getting a free ticket by doing setup, so if they, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that they would find it enticing to set up or
Yes.
break out because that gets them involved with other people
Exactly.
and things like that. So let me try that and see if that.
And if not, just direct them to SCG,
Okay, sure. Thank
and
you.
Mary will give them my contact information. Because Brittany also has things set aside for breakdown, setup, and raffles and stuff like that. So if they want to go, we can help them go.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussions? Come to the activities, please. All right, appointments, resignations, Becky Hansen's.
Okay, so the first one was after I interim appointed Haley to the Dining Service Advisory Board as the Parliament Commuter member. You're a commuter, right? Yes. Okay, as the Parliament Commuter member, I'm making it official. And then after discussion with the Dean of Students, I will be appointing Roxanne Newman to the Student Conduct Board. Also, I had a question about that. You asked that the other people that applied be alternates. Would there be some way that they get involved in the training of the board so that in case that happens, they're all set and can just hop right into it?
Yes, I asked for alternates because there are naturally conflicts that come into play, so I thought it would be advantageous to really have more of them. There were 2 other students recommended involved, so instead of just one appointment, being very intentional about the possibility that conflicts could arise.
So we'll make sure that that happens. Then the last one is I have a resignation. I have to remove Everton Carter from the SEC as he is no longer a student. So he can no longer serve on the committee. He added a class and then got withdrawn after the drought period, so that's all set. Yes, that's what I was going to do. We have 2 cabinet appointments. The first one is Alexis Polinsky as the Chief of Staff, and the Comptroller, Catherine Enos. You can still reach out to. There's no more signups, but I know James is in conversation for an interview, and so is Genesis for theirs. So once they tell me, I'll appoint them. Also, I contacted the chair of the council, Council of Rhode Island College. I was at their meeting last week, and he mentioned that he's also the chair of the committees. And I know a lot of those committees have students on them, so I sent him an email today asking for the list of committee chairs that have students on them. So if somebody comes up and be like, hey, I'm interested in the calendar committee, who can I contact that information? I'll sit there, and normally, right now, I'd be like, I don't know. Sorry. But now, hopefully he'll get back to me soon, and we'll have a list in the office. So if somebody comes up and be like, oh, I know Dr. Sabilski is the chair of the student life one.
Yeah, just as a point of order, Josh, the way that the bylaws are written for most of those committees, SCG is supposed to appoint.
Yes. No, the idea is that if they have information, because a lot of the times, like, they don't know what, because I don't have any, like, on this appointment sheet, I don't have any, like, details of what the committee does. So the idea is that if they contact the chair and be like, hey, I'm interested, what does this committee actually do? Do you have a meeting time? Oh, you meet during that time? I have class, so I can't do that committee.
I will send you the committee descriptions. They're online. Yeah, they're kind of hard to find like everything else at this college. I'll send the link to you.
Awesome. Okay, that sounds good. All right. And then I think thank you, I do appreciate that. Because we do have sometimes people question about it, we don't really have answers, but now that's good. Other than that, I don't have any other appointments or resignations or vacancies. Obviously, we have a lot still. No one on the Academic Affairs Committee. Still looking for 3 Parliament members and 1 non-Parliament for bylaws. Conditions and Services Committee, all 6 Parliament spots and 4 non-Parliament spots. The Elections Commission, 7 Parliament, 3 non-Parliament. Finance Commission has 3 Parliament seats left and 1 non-Parliament seat left. The Personal Evaluation Committee still needs a chair, student Parliament member, 3 student Parliament members, advisor and whatnot. Public Relations Committee, 7 Parliament members, 4 non-Parliament. The SCC now has 3 student Parliament, a normal organization, a commuter, WXIN resident, 3 non-Parliament. The Student Organization Committee, still 7 Parliament spots, non-student and 3 non-student Parliament spots. So as you can see, a small Parliament is really affecting our committees. So we really got to start recruitment conversation, obviously, once again. Anyone on Parliament, if anyone on Parliament knows someone who'd like to serve on the council of the Rhode Island College with me, we greatly appreciate it. They meet once every month on Friday from 2 to 3:30. It's not bad. It's the Council of Rhode Island College.
They're like your faculty counterpart.
Basically.
Us, but moving.
Yes. And actually, it's very interesting. I enjoyed it last time. I'll be having the minutes for it and a report on it once I get the minutes from him. Committee of Academic Advising, 1 student. Committee of Academic Policy, 1 student. Academic Standing Committee, 2 undergraduate students. Academic Technology Advisory Committee, 1 undergraduate student. Bookstore Advisory Committee, 1 student. Calendar Committee, 2 students. Didn't like 8 names selected by the president of the college. I think consultant with the president of SCG. It's really extended, but okay. Committee of College Lectures, 2 student members. Committee of College Goals, 1. The dining service, still need a commuter, 2 normal commuter spots. General Education, 1 student after selected by the president of the college after consulting with me. So there's another one. Human Relations Committee, 1 undergraduate. Library Advisory Committee, 1 student. Committee of Online Learning, 1 undergraduate student. Performing and Arts Commission, the the Vice President of Student Affairs will make student appointments. The Student Conduct Board, we already appointed Roxanne Newman. Student Design Course and Concentration Subcommittee, 2 students. Student Life, a grad student and a resident student. Traffic and Parking, 1 student. Advisory Committee on Undergraduate Admissions Policy, 1 student for a 2-year term appointed by the Committee on Committees. Undergraduate Curriculum Committee, 2 undergraduate students, Vision 2020, 2 students recommended to the college, and then you have the senior class president and the serving on the honorary degree committee and the committee on conventions or whoever they designate to the committees. I hate doing that. But I know I have to. But those are our openings. Just a reminder, if you're on Parliament, you need to be part of the college committee. So if you're not, talk to me.
I know we talked about committee, and I know we talked about the student life committee. Has that started yet, or?
Our first meeting is next Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Okay. I'm in class. Until what time?
It's 11 to 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in class. Awesome. But if for any chance I'm able to make it, I will have you there. Awesome. Out there?
Yes, thank you. I hate to say this, it doesn't do any good, Josh, with the stuff in the paper. Let's be creative. People like food. Hopefully next week will be nice. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. How many raffle tickets do you think you might be unsold concert tickets might you be able to get your hands on? Would it be 30?
I can tell you, I think you're local on it.
No, we're good together. Say it's 40.
Yeah, 40.
Why not raffle off 10 over there in the dining center? When you give them the ticket, you ask them a question. Would you like to join the committee? This is what we got.
It's true.
If you got 1 person, it's 1 more. And if we have to get more creative by giving out hot chocolate on the wall, okay, for that small cup of hot chocolate, would you like to join the committee? Can we get some of these things up on the website?
We're still working on the website.
And I know it's like, I can throw all these ideas out, but there's only a few people. I'd be willing to help. If you do have the extra concert tickets out, that you might want to raffle off, even if you hand them the ticket and say you won, well, by the way, what committee would you like to be on?
I like your idea. I thought maybe the ticket you can hand out like our business card, our
just some
committee appointment form, stuff like that. I would like.
Let me know offline if you're interested. We'll figure out the logistics.
More discussions. I'd like to ask that all my resignations and appointments be accepted with unanimous consent.
If nobody says no, it's accepted as unanimous consent.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Issues and problems.
Alright, so we have sold, I should have done this during my announcements, but now here we are. We have sold, I believe, 220 tickets for the concert, and it came out on Wednesday. We have 2,000 tickets, so we've sold 200 tickets, and 25 of them have been non-RIC, so 178 RIC students have bought tickets, and 25 of them are guests or a non-RIC student. To answer your question, Arthur, I think we will have some extra tickets that we'll be able to raffle off. But again, it's only been 3 days. Hopefully, it keeps bringing it up. Like tomorrow, Mary mentioned to me that if somebody wins a raffle ticket tomorrow and they get a $10 sign ticket, they live on campus and their entire suite doesn't have tickets yet, they're all going to want to go. They'll go buy tickets. So we're hoping that by raffling off 10 free tickets, at least it'll motivate 1 or 2 more people to go, so it'll double the amount of tickets. You know what I mean? So we're hoping that it'll start a a snowball effect here. Hopefully, we're trying to motivate people to go. But that's the concert announcement. That's how many tickets that we've sold so far. And I apologize, should have put that in my announcements, but so I'm set. That's it.
So now I have 2 things. How exactly are we getting the word out that we have this concert? I did remember hearing Genesis yelling the Dawn the other day. That is one way, but how else are we like advertising this thing?
I think there's a Facebook page, but also when she made the post on the Class L Facebook pages, it says attachment unavailable, so there's no link. Just as a point of information.
We've had Jason Merriweather, Dr. Jason Merriweather, blasted. So he's been blasting it since last Friday or something.
And I was going to say that the students also shot out an email to all students about it. So we are sending it out there. Unfortunately, came out on Friday. Monday, we've discussed this, that people sometimes don't get paid till Thursday or Friday. So if you're a college student, you might be paid by a ticket. So hopefully, snowball effects, paycheck, ticket. Hopefully we're hoping for a snowball effect. But yes, we have been trying our hardest. We've got flyers up around campus and whatnot. We're trying.
I just wanted to correct myself when I was talking about the parking fee, and then I took the liberty of just looking at all the fees that we pay for, and I will just list them as there is the fine arts fee, $25, athletic fee, that is $40. We have transportation fee, which is $17. We have dining center fee, which is $82 without you buying food, by the way. And then we have rec center fee, that's again without you walking into the building. $90 library fee of $50, even if you want to go to the public one. I just want you to know that is just an information.
At what point of information or inquiry or whatever it is, can I ask a question without interrupting you?
Point of inquiry.
Is the rec center fee, is that?
No.
What?
Are you asking if they're charging us for the rec center for the concert?
No, I mean, not to get into it, that wasn't really my question about the concert. The rec center fee is $90. Is there any specific reason why it's almost double?
What?
Why is the rec center fee $90 when some of the other fees are $40 or $50?
I mean, I'm not the financial person of the college, I'm for SEG, but that is something that I will look into if you'd like me to.
Yeah, so historically, the reason the rec center got renovated is because they doubled the fee. And I don't know if this is still the case, but they doubled the fee when they came to us. They doubled the fee to fund renovating the rec center and other things. And I don't remember what I paid when I was a freshman or a senior, but I was just curious if the fee had actually come down, or if that is what it's historically been for. Just something.
As a response to that, that's the fee that has been stabilized since then. I will also add that we pay a fee for this rec center, yet clubs and organizations, not only SEG with this concert, but other clubs and organizations have gone through heck and back. I didn't want to say the H-E-L-L word because I'm a new Christian. But yeah, we can't even get that rep as a place to have any type of event without the wheelbarrows and all that good stuff. If you're watching, yes, we're upset. I'm not gonna name names. Literally.
So I just had a question in regards to the concert. Do we have physical flyers? Because I know that, because one thing that I used to do for a lot of gamers events is I would just print a bunch of flyers and I would just go around on the quad and be like, hey, check out this event. Hey, go to this. Because I would do that, and like I used to, I don't know, you might get mad sometimes, but I used to do tables on the flyers on the tables as well for people to see. So
Some of these gray hairs are because of you. But it was effective. Yes. It wasn't, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a fact. Just the person talking about tomorrow, another opportunity. Have we connected with Rick Fast? Have we connected with the event out in front of the student union tomorrow night? Make announcements for the concert. Will students be able to buy tickets tomorrow night?
It depends on when the student hub is open till, and I think the student hub is open till 9. So they'll have up until an hour to the event ends at 10. So they'll have up until 9.
So maybe we get some announcements out there. People get paid Friday. If you're gonna wait until Friday to get them to buy a ticket, you wanna get the money on Friday.
Yep.
Is there a mechanism for people to buy the ticket Friday night or Saturday?
Some banks now deposit your check to the next business day, like myself, so I have to wait till Monday.
All right.
So Mondays is
So
definitely
Monday
another
too,
good day.
okay.
Harassment.
I'm just trying to.
As you know, I was reading the thing in there. I'm gonna double check it. But I thought it read that you can only purchase it on your campus card. So you have to go put money on your campus card and then swipe it. So there's a problem is some people might not have cash because I think you have to use cash in that machine downstairs, or unless it's card too. But then if you have to use just cash, you have to go to that ATM, which charges you unless you're with Citizen Bank. So, Arthur, also the student hub is open on Saturday too for some hours. So if people wanted to purchase them on Saturday, they can. I don't know their hours on Sunday. I've been here. I don't think they're open. But so yes, they do have an opportunity on Saturday too.
Point of information, it's really hard to find, but there's actually a way you can register your student ID online to put funds onto it through an e-check.
It did mention that on the piece.
Yeah, it's really hard to find on the website, but it is an option. Oh wait, were you saying in response to something?
Arthur,
Just,
do you have something else on the list to speak? Questions, concerns?
no, I
The meeting is live.
Thank you.
Okay. Tamika? Jeanette?
Sorry, as a treasurer, you know I'm gonna go back to financial problems. So back to what we were talking about earlier, we pay $60 for our student activities fee, and we pay $90 for our rec center fee. So I think it is safe to say we should be able to use our rec center for reduced prices or not prices at all, because we already paid for it, sir. But if anything, this should be something that we discuss and maybe do some policy changes. I'll have some meetings. We're having a meeting tomorrow, so I would love to continue this conversation tomorrow. Thank you, that is all, because that is pretty sad.
Alexis?
Hi, so I had an idea when we were talking about orientation. So what if we have, like, talk about the clubs at orientation based on like what the students are interested in? Like find what the students are interested in and then recommend the clubs for their interests. That'd be cool somehow. I don't know.
It's very tough because we're not in charge of orientation. And when we were reached out to by Mike Jackalope, he was like, hey, would you like to be part of a panel that featured one Greek life, one programming club, SCG, and then a graduate and another one. And it's kind of like a describe what we do and answer questions if people have it. So at the end of the day, I wish SCG could have more involvement in student orientation, but as we know, it doesn't really work. They just want to be there. They're there because they have to be, and we need to try to get their attention after orientation.
So that's Mike Jackalope who's in charge of all
Yes.
that? Oh.
Well, at least this year he was. No, I thought I saw Dr. Hendricks raise her card before some of these people, so I just wanted to see this one.
Is the concert advertised on other colleges and universities?
No.
I mean, here's my rationale. You know, I think you absolutely, the first priority is grant. But wouldn't it be neat if sort of CCRI got the message that Rick's the place to be? So when they transfer here. And that kind of thing. I think that's really positive publicity to have that concert and plus have a full house and have the energy of having a full house. I don't know how people feel about that, but.
I mean, I would definitely, I mean, I don't know, I haven't really worked with this closely, the SEC and the planning committee that is working on it knows more about it and understands the rules that Rick has when giving out tickets. And it's always been like a Rick student gets this price and then they can bring a guest for this amount.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is like, I would love to be able to do like any college, but that would involve a different system. You can't pay with your card. And then it's like, you're liable for them, and if like CCRI students did something here, it would still make it look bad on us, not them. It's like a liability standpoint.
Yeah, that's certainly
And it's
understandable.
like, I would love for them to, like, after the concert, just like, you know, hey, look at this, we brought Ty Dolla $ign. We also brought Macklemore how many years ago? 5 years ago. So, but still, those two names are resident with people nowadays.
Sure.
It would draw attention. So, that's the only problem, is that we can only bring Rick, and each Rick student is one guest. Yeah.
I was going to respond, but you actually just totally answered that. So if I could go on my tangent again. $90 of this register fee. Wait, I want you to see how ridiculous this is. So $90 of this rec center fee. Let's say one club has 15 people. The rec center is getting $1,350 from one club alone, and then they want to charge the club again to use that space when they're already getting charged $1,000 and $350. Like, come on, man! I know half my friends don't even go to the gym. Like that is all, and I'm done. I'm sorry on a tangent. I'm just upset.
It's true. There's a lot of the students here, especially the resident students, that do not use the rec center, and there's a lot of the commuter students and just students as a whole that don't use the rec center.
I was employed by the rec center. I saw the same 10 people every day. It was more than 10 people, but I will tell you what, they were looking fit and they were looking great. But I will tell you, it was the same people, and I don't think we should be paying that much for free.
Like it's used by mostly athletes and people who go just to use the pool.
Can I also say that the athletic fee is $40, so you're paying the athletic fee and the regular fee. You're getting double whammy. I'm done. Sorry. I apologize in advance. That I am so sorry, but I just had to. I can't. I like to talk numbers. Let's talk numbers.
Thanks, Russell.
Going back to the student orientation, Mike Fox.
Oh, like
everyone,
Mike Fox.
is the director of
One of the
TV
Mikes.
student programming. It might be worth it to reach out to him. Alexis, your idea I think is a good idea. I think one place where you might be able to do it is they have a lunch break on the second day. If you can, a lunch break, and they have to eat in the dining center.
Yeah.
So if you could maybe set up some tables where they could come by and pick up some information during the lunch break.
Yeah, it's like almost a 2-hour lunch break.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It is new because now
Yeah,
there's
things changing.
It used to be that you used to be able to go home after registering for classes. Now there's stuff in the afternoon, so.
So, final thing is recovery dropped off some
It was
outside person, not the club recovery. Not to confuse the club recovery with an outside group for Recovery Fest. They dropped off tickets, free admission tickets, general admission tickets in our office today. I gave out some in Donovan today. I gave out some to the Media Center. I gave out some to Lasso, to their organizations. There's still some in our office. I gave some for Mike Jacqueline for Greek Life. So if you know anyone who's interested in it, you can come on up. I think the restaurant there is down Jones' desk. But it is this Saturday, and Macklemore is the featuring big name artist coming. So if you know any students who are interested in it, direct them towards SCG. And I think we have maybe like 10 or 15 left.
If we run out, I have the contact information
Yes.
for the guy. He'll show up
Yeah.
tickets.
And it's this Saturday, so we still have tomorrow and Friday, and for students to come up. So that's the last thing I have. Again, probably shouldn't. Here's my officer's announcements. If no one else has any discussion, never mind.
We have a motion to adjourn, and Josh Percy has seconded. Abstentions? Please remain silent while Mary goes and have a seat.
Joshua Percy, James Fielding, Genesis Garcia, Janelle Gomez, Julio Varela,
Present.
Haley Rowe, Catherine Enos, Alexis Polanski, Valerie Andrus, Rosalind Sidilski, Tamika Wardlow